Manchester United have again lost under Ruben Amorim, this time a humiliating defeat to a fragile Manchester City side that haven't been playing well themselves. 3-0, just not good enough for Manchester United. Yet again, questionable decisions obviously from the team selection. The bench was comical for Manchester United. There was pretty much only defensive options almost nearly on the entire bench, besides maybe you could say Kobe Mainu and Josh Zirkzee, but besides that, there was no Chido Obi, there was no Shea Lacey, someone that could maybe just come on if you're losing and maybe change the game a bit. I mean, there was all these Fredrickson and Heaton on the bench, and what the fuck are you going to do with that? And it was inevitable. Manchester United went 1-0 down in this game. And I think a lot of people were sort of okay the first half. We were only 1-0 down, that we could still get back into this game. But then they scored another 2 goals from Erling Haaland second half. And you look at that team lineup. I mean, Bruno Fernandes and Ugarte in midfield just isn't good enough. Midfield for Manchester United. I think you've got to switch. I mean, to me, these tactics are just not working for Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. That you haven't got the midfielders to play the way you want to play. I don't think so. I mean, I think Ugarte is a very, very poor Manchester United player. I think Bruno Fernandes is not good enough to play in that midfield, just not his game, just not Bruno Fernandes. He needs to be further forward in the number 10 position. So the midfield too is just awful for Manchester United. I think there's other players that just don't deserve to be in and around the team. And I mean, I can't blame the likes of Sesko at this moment in time, because the team, I just don't think he's got a Scooby-Doo what he's doing, this manager, to change it. A top manager would change something, change the tactics at some point. And I personally thought the writing was on the wall going back to that Europa League final, and I thought that he just looked out of his depth. Team selection that day was laughable. Substitutions were too late. He didn't know what to do to change it. The tactics just stayed the same throughout the game. And to me, a good manager will see what's going wrong, and 9 times out of 10 will change it. The top managers you've seen in the past, when Mourinho was in his pomp, would just know what to do, change it and sort it out, sort the mess out in the game, and turn the ties around. And I just don't think he's got it in him. I just don't think he knows what to do. He's got one way of playing. It seemed to work at Sporting Lisbon, and just isn't working here. It's night and day, these leagues, to be honest, just absolutely night and day. And the two nemesis, obviously Foden and Haaland, who score against Manchester United nearly every single time, have almost been the final nail in the coffin, because it is just a matter of time before Ruben Amorim goes. You can't be having these sort of results. I mean, since he's been here, we haven't won back-to-back games in the Premier League, which is just an absolute joke. If you added all the games up, I'm not too sure how many league games he's done now, but if you added them up and you added up 38 league games, whether he's done 38, I'm not sure, but we would be almost down fighting the relegation. He's spent a shitload of money on players. He's brought in, and it's not just the fact that he's spent a lot of money, he's brought in a decent amount of players now for Manchester United. I mean, and we're seeing in my opinion, no improvements. I just don't see the improvement. I don't see where Manchester United are moving forward with this guy. Every single week we're not scoring, looking like we're going to, in my opinion, I don't feel like we're going to score goals, even though people can say we've had stats show that we've had so many more shots than other teams. I don't give a fuck. I watch it on the pitch, and even against Arsenal, I had no confidence in that team that day when I was watching it that Manchester United were ever going to score. I look at other teams and I see their patterns of play, and I feel confident that they're going to go and get a goal at given times, and I just don't see that. I've not seen that since Ruben Amorim's been here, that I have the confidence that Manchester United are ever going to score goals and play well under this geezer. I don't, and I think it's just a matter of time before the guy goes. My problem is, if Manchester United leave it too long before we get rid of this geezer, the season is going to be done and dusted, and there will be literally no chance of Manchester United getting up in them European places, let alone finishing 5th. I mean, that seems to be, in my opinion, way out of the question. But to have any chance of doing something like that, you have to change manager. And even then, will another manager come in and hit the ground running, get better out of these players? We don't know, because we don't know who will come into Manchester United when this guy gets sacked. Because in my opinion, it's when this guy gets sacked, not if. I think that Grimsby game was literally the game that really was that final nail in the coffin for Ruben Amorim, and it was just then a case of when he would get sacked. I really do the way he was talking with players not playing for him, when that's the case, it is over. It really is. He's just not been good enough for Manchester United, completely out of his depth. And it just is what it is. We've made a mistake. We've got the wrong guy in my opinion. And I think we just have to move on from this. We cannot drag it out any longer. There is literally no point in doing so. I don't really, there's no positives to take from that game today. There cannot be any positives to take from losing 3-0 to our rivals. We've had so many of these humiliating defeats over the last decade for Manchester United, and that is just another one to add to the basket of fucking shitty, humiliating 3-0 defeats to Manchester City. Anyway, smash a like on the video. I don't know really what else to say on this. To be honest, we just go over the same bullshit every single week. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.